Yeah, that's a really interesting question. So, to be frank, when I was a kid, I really never thought that I would make it to places like University of Cambridge, which is probably the best university in the world, or among the top five universities in the world. And when we were kid, from our childhood, we have been reading about these universities like Cambridge, Oxford, Harvard, or IITs in India. We so these places were like dream. I never thought I would make it myself, especially when I was little kid. I mean, little kid mean when I was in schools, not when I was in college or during my master's degree, etc. So. Yeah, so that's about my childhood. I would never imagine, but slowly when I progressed, let's say I went for my undergraduate in BIT, I actually started dreaming about writing GATE and cracking it with really good rank. So that time, actually, I thought that I would make it to IIT, and I got really good rank in GATE. And instead of going to IIT, I went to IISc Bangalore for my masters. And when I went to IISc Bangalore, I got a confidence that I can actually go to some top universities in the world, because IISc is India's best university. Then why not I can go to top universities in the world? So I went for PhD in Canada, to Alberta, and there I did. I think I did pretty good job for my PhD, and that helped me get a position here in Cambridge. So that's how my journey. That's how I came to Cambridge. And now, when I look back, especially, for example, there are pretty good number of Indian students or postdocs here in Cambridge, but you won't believe, till now it has been 3 years, and I haven't met even a single person from Chhattisgarh, single student from Chhattisgarh. So I'm not saying that there haven't been any student from Chhattisgarh, but at the moment I don't know even a single one. So I feel like highly privileged. Just imagine, from the whole state, I don't know anyone who is studying in Cambridge. And when I imagine coming from a very small village in Chhattisgarh, I'm making it to Cambridge. That's something I just can't express what do I feel about it. And also I believe this can be an motivation for many students who are in school now. They can take this particular case as an example. Especially, when I was in primary school, I studied in my village, and likewise there are thousands or lakhs of students at the moment studying in small villages. So I'm sure if they study hard, or if they dream big, they can probably come to places like Cambridge, Oxford, or any other big universities in the world. So that's my experience, and I wish all the best to all the youngsters.
One question which comes to my mind. So nowadays, parents, they start preparing their child for IITs from the primary schools level.
Mhm.
Do you feel it is really required? Means, how, if you see yourself, how did you prepare yourself? Did you prepare step by step, like when primary school prepare only for high school, when high school then prepare only to join Premier Institute for Engineering, then when you are doing engineering just prepare for MTech, and then when MTech then prepare for PhD? Should we go like this, or you just from primary level itself you should think about joining IITs and all those things? How can you please tell us something about?
That's a very important question, and I understand this part very well, because I have been seeing a lot of parents asking this sort of question, when they should start preparing, for IIT entrance exam, etc., for their kids. So I strictly believe that they should go step by step. When they are in primary school, let them just enjoy their primary education rather than thinking too much into future. When they go to their secondary education, they should focus more on their school curriculum instead of focusing on preparing for GATE, or sorry, IIT entrance. So only when they come to 11th grade, for example, then only they should focus on IIT entrance. So the problem is, each level has its own importance. So when you are in primary school, it's not just about going to school and learning. It's also about a lot of physical activities, or other fun activities which kids do. So Likewise, each level has its own importance, and like when you actually go to 11th or 12th, then only preparing for IIT entrance becomes important. Likewise, when you go to engineering, when you are doing your engineering, that's 4 years program. I wouldn't recommend anybody start preparing for GATE from their first year. I think they should wait till at least third year and then prepare for GATE. So because if you're occupying yourself for 4 years just preparing for one exam, basically you're wasting your important time, which you could have actually invested in other curricular activities, which you could have a much enriching experience rather than just focusing on one particular target. So it's actually very important to go step by step. Think about, I mean, it's important to have dreams, but don't start preparing for the dream immediately. Go step by step. Have a long term goal, but prepare step by step what's coming next, and then go to the next stage. Yeah, so that I think would be the right strategy.
Yeah, so it is like driving a car. You should not just see far beyond. You should look what is immediately in front of your car.
Yeah,
And for focusing on that part, that
Yeah,
object, rather than seeing a half mile ahead what is there.
That's
It
a
doesn't.
very practical example. Yeah, because you know where is your destination, but you can't imagine what is going to come after 10 kilometer or 15 kilometer. What you have to care about what's there in front of you, So and also you might have many views here and there. So while driving, you also enjoy the views, but don't think too much what's happening 10 kilometers ahead or 20 kilometers ahead. So that's an interesting example, and I think same thing applies to all the school kids. They should focus on enjoying the experiences instead of focusing too much in future.
Thank you.